Virgo, something massive is unfolding this July. You can't see it, you can't touch it, but your soul feels it. A cosmic judgment is in motion, and you're not just watching it, you're part of it. Right now, a portal stands open. But here's the truth most won't say: not everyone crosses. Some rise, some repeat. And July is the final test. You've reached the edge of your current timeline, but where you go next, that's not up to fate, it's up to you. Because the universe has been whispering, dropping signs, giving you clues. Today, we're decoding 3 hidden soul signs that reveal whether you're moving forward or looping backward into the same lessons. If you've been feeling strange energy, emotional turbulence, or a deep knowing something big is coming, you're not imagining it. This is your activation, so stay close. What I'm about to share could shift your path forever. Let's begin. Virgo, have you felt it? That strange pull backward, a sudden wave of old memories, a face you haven't thought of in years appearing in your dreams, a familiar emotion hitting your chest like it never left. You're not going crazy, you're being tested. Right now, the universe is echoing your past, but not to torture you, not to reopen wounds, to ask you one powerful question: have you truly healed? See, July isn't just bringing change, it's bringing soul audits. And sign number 1 of this final soul judgment is crystal clear. Your past is resurfacing for resolution. Maybe an old friend randomly reaches out. Maybe a toxic pattern reappears. Maybe you feel triggered out of nowhere by something you thought you were over. This isn't random. It's a loop check. Because Virgo, you're either ascending or you're looping. And this sign is your spiritual checkpoint. Here's what to watch for. You're dreaming of people you cut off years ago. You're replaying old failures or regrets in your mind. You're being tempted to settle for things you outgrew. Why? Because the universe wants to see. Will you go back to what once broke you? Or will you finally say, no more? And I get it. Virgo, you're loyal. You love deeply. You try to fix things, even people. But this isn't about fixing anyone. This is about freeing yourself. If guilt is making decisions for you, if nostalgia is pulling you into places you've outgrown, then you're not healing. You're repeating. Let me be blunt. The moment you start making excuses for people who once shattered your peace, that's when you re-enter the karmic cycle. But when you say, I see you, I forgive you, but I release you, that's when you take your power back. This sign is painful, it shakes your heart, but it's also the first door to ascension. And it's not just people. Sometimes it's habits, environments, addictions, mental loops that say, you're not enough. That old self-talk that creeps back in when things feel uncertain. Catch it, because if you don't, you'll find yourself attracting the same experiences in different disguises. Same lessons, same heartbreak, same result. You can't rise and replay at the same time. So how do you pass this judgment? By choosing presence over patterns, growth over comfort, truth over history. Look at what's coming back up for you right now, not with fear, but with clarity. Ask, is this returning to test me or tempt me? Is this energy aligned with where I'm headed, or who I used to be? Do I still need to hold on to this, or can I finally let it go? Because when you release the emotional debt, Virgo, you unlock a new frequency. And that's the key to shifting timelines. Let others loop, let others repeat. But you're here to break the cycle, to walk forward without dragging the past behind you. Sign number 1 is loud. It's raw. It's your soul's first challenge this July. Will you fall back into old attachments or rise into your higher self? The choice is yours. Let's move to sign number 2. Now pause. Take a breath. Before we step into the second sign, You need to remember who you really are. Virgo, you were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to follow the crowd, because you carry something most don't. The ability to see what others ignore. You're not just a zodiac sign. You are the purifier, the soul sifter, the sacred analyst of truth. Where others see chaos, you see the thread. Where others settle, you refine. Where others lie to themselves, you can't unsee the truth, no matter how much it hurts. This is your divine design, and that's why your journey hasn't been easy. Virgo, your karmic mission is deep. You weren't placed on this earth to chase comfort. You were placed here to elevate consciousness, starting with yourself. That's why you feel so much pressure. Why things take longer for you. Why it often feels like the universe is harder on you than everyone else. But that's not punishment. That's preparation. You've been sculpted through pain, sharpened by solitude, tempered by truth, because your role is sacred. You are the one who separates the real from the fake, the aligned from the illusion, the soul-led from the ego-bound. And that takes strength, discipline, discernment. You've spent lifetimes being the one who sees the cracks, who holds it all together, who brings order where there's only noise. But in this lifetime, Virgo, you're being asked to go beyond that. This isn't just about fixing what's broken around you. It's about healing what's been ignored within you. You're not just here to serve others. You're here to liberate yourself. And that shift, it begins now. Because July is a karmic climax, a spiritual checkpoint, a cosmic mirror that's asking you, will you rise into your higher self? Or keep shrinking to fit inside roles you've outgrown? You've been playing small for too long, making yourself digestible, soothing others while swallowing your own fire. But you didn't come here to be agreeable. You came here to activate. The truth is, people aren't afraid of your flaws. They're afraid of your power, because your presence demands honesty. Your energy triggers transformation. Your voice brings awakening, and not everyone is ready for that. So they'll try to dim you, guilt you, call you too much, too intense, too critical. But you're not too much. You're too real. You see what they're not ready to admit, and that's your gift. So the universe has a message for you. Stop seeking approval from people who don't understand your mission. Stop waiting for permission to be your full self. You are the truth bringer, the pattern breaker, the soul surgeon who cuts through delusion. And this July, you're being asked to stop hiding that, to stop editing yourself to make others feel safe, to stop dimming your frequency just to keep the peace. Your path was never meant to be walked with the masses. It's a sacred trail, carved for one. And yes, it's lonely. Yes, it's heavy. But it's also exalted. Because while others are repeating, you're refining. While others are distracted, you're awakening. While others seek validation, you're stepping into alignment. So Virgo, the next time you wonder, why is this happening to me? Ask instead, what is this trying to awaken in me? Because every hardship has shaped you, every delay has protected you, every loss has redirected you toward your mission. This is no longer about proving yourself, it's about becoming yourself. So when you feel that tug to rise, don't resist it. When you feel the call to speak truth, don't silence it. When your body says it's time to let go, trust it. Because the more you embody your higher self, the more you become the energetic match for your divine timeline. You're not here to fix the world, you're here to heal yourself so deeply that your presence becomes a revolution. And the universe is watching, because what you choose in this season will ripple across lifetimes. Now, let's step into sign number 2 and see what your soul's timeline is really doing. Virgo, have you felt the clock acting strange? Like time is bending. 1 minute, the day races by in a blur, and the next, it crawls. like you're frozen inside a moment that won't end. You wake up and don't know what day it is. You swear something that happened yesterday actually felt like a month ago, or something from weeks back feels like it just happened this morning. This isn't forgetfulness. This isn't burnout. This is dimensional friction, because your soul is shifting, and when your soul begins crossing timelines, time itself distorts. That's the second sign of your soul's final judgment. Your internal clock no longer matches the external world. Why? Because the old reality is collapsing, and the new one hasn't fully stabilized yet. So your soul is vibrating between timelines, and your human mind is trying to keep up. Some days you feel 10 steps ahead. Other days you can't get out of bed. Sometimes you feel like you're in a dream you can't explain. Virgo, this is spiritual turbulence. It's what happens right before the leap. But here's the warning. What you do in these distortions matters. If you're feeling sluggish for no reason, bored by things that used to excite you, emotionally drained just by existing, that's not just low energy, that's a karmic loop trying to pull you back. See, time slows down when you're stuck in patterns. The days feel longer because your soul isn't growing. It's the universe's way of saying, wake up, something has to change. But if time feels unstable, if you're buzzing with energy out of nowhere, if you feel this pressure like something massive is about to happen, even if nothing logical is going on, you're on the verge of ascension. That's your soul climbing timelines. That's your spirit getting ready for a quantum shift. But here's the catch. This shift doesn't happen by force. It happens by flow. You can't schedule your ascension. You can't logic your way through it. You have to surrender. And Virgo, I know you love structure. You find peace in systems. You thrive on routines and plans. But in this season, structure may start to crumble. Schedules might feel suffocating. Plans could fall apart last minute. Don't panic. It's not that you're failing. It's that your soul is outgrowing the old way of doing life. This isn't about efficiency anymore. It's about alignment. So ask yourself, am I fighting the flow because I'm scared to let go? Am I clinging to control out of fear? Or is it truly serving me? What if this strange shift in time is my invitation to evolve? Because here's the truth. When you ascend, time collapses, synchronicities increase, you meet people at the exact moment you're meant to. You think something, and it shows up. That's not coincidence. That's the new timeline responding to your frequency. But if you're constantly resisting change, if you keep trying to control every second, you stay trapped in the old. So Virgo, take this sign seriously. If time is acting weird around you, it's not an error. It's a signal, a call to trust more, to release what no longer aligns, to accept that you don't have to have it all figured out to move forward. Let the distortions guide you. Let the rhythm shift. Because your next level doesn't live in the comfort of the known. It lives in the void between time, where faith becomes your compass. So, will you resist the shift and repeat the cycle, or surrender to the strange and rise into the unknown? The choice is yours, Virgo, and the timeline is moving, with or without you. Let's move to the final and most powerful sign, Virgo. This one might hit deep, but it's exactly what your soul needs to hear. You've been waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right words, waiting for someone to give you the green light, to say, yes, it's okay to be who you are. But what if that moment never comes? What if no one ever fully understands your vision, your depth, your mission? Would you still move? Would you still rise? Virgo, you've spent far too long dimming your brilliance, holding back your truth, shrinking your light to make others more comfortable, trying to fit into boxes that were never meant to contain you. But here's the raw truth. You were never meant to be understood by everyone. You're a soul with sacred architecture. You move differently. You feel deeper. You see the cracks in things no one else even notices. And that's not a flaw, that's your power. So why are you still waiting for permission to use it? This soul pressure you're feeling, the intensity, the breakdowns, the emotional storms, that's not life falling apart. That's your full self collapsing. The version of you that stayed silent, that played it safe. That edited yourself to keep the peace. That version is dying. And yes, death is uncomfortable. It feels like losing control. But in truth, Virgo, you were never supposed to stay who you were. The universe isn't punishing you, it's initiating you, because a more powerful version of you is trying to come online. But it can't rise if you're still waiting for someone else to allow it. You keep asking, is this the right time? Will they understand me? What if I fail? What if I'm too much? But the real question is, what if you're the only one who can unlock this part of your destiny, and you're stalling your own evolution? You're not meant to wait. You're meant to lead, even if no one claps for you, even if no one walks with you, even if they whisper behind your back. You weren't born to be digestible. You were born to be divine. And your soul is tired of asking for permission to rise. So here's your confirmation. You don't need approval. You don't need applause. You don't need to tone it down. What you need is activation. Permission doesn't come from others. It comes from within. You keep shrinking because you think your fullness might make others uncomfortable. But Virgo, your playing small doesn't serve the world. It only delays your mission. The people meant for you will feel your power and rise with it. The ones who fall away, they were never meant to carry your frequency anyway. You have a sacred fire within you. Stop hiding it like it's shameful. You were never too intense. You were never too much. You were just too real for people still clinging to the illusion. So today, you choose. Do you stay in the shadows hoping someone finally says, it's your time? Or do you step into the light and make it your time? Because the universe isn't going to force you. It's going to give you signs, pressure, breakdowns, synchronicities. But the activation, that's yours to claim. This moment right now is your turning point. So stop asking for permission. Give it to yourself. The next sign will show you exactly what must be released before your full ascension can begin. Let's move to sign number 3, Virgo. Let's talk about the third and final sign. It may seem subtle at first, but once you recognize it, you realize it's everywhere. Endings. They're surrounding you, following you, whispering to you in the silence between chapters. Relationships fading without explanation, friendships dissolving, jobs, habits, lifestyles, even dreams, quietly coming to a close. Places that once felt like home now feel tight, uncomfortable, foreign. And here's what you need to understand. This isn't bad luck. It's divine intervention. You are not being abandoned. You are being repositioned. Because Virgo, before elevation comes elimination. The universe is stripping away anything that can't walk with you into the next version of your life. Not because it was all toxic, but because it's simply expired. You've outgrown it. And the moment your vibration shifted, everything that wasn't in alignment with your next timeline started detaching. That's not chaos, that's clearance. But here's the test. Most people panic when this happens. They cling, they bargain, they mourn the loss of something that was already energetically over. They try to rebuild old timelines, not realizing they're standing in the doorway of a new one. So Virgo, here's your judgment. If you cling, you repeat. If you release, you rise. And yes, letting go hurts. Not because the thing was always good for you, but because you wrapped your identity around it. You became the one in that relationship. You were the helper at that job. You were known for being there for those people. So when those roles fall away, you start to ask, if I'm not that anymore, who am I? And the answer is, you're becoming. You're evolving beyond the roles you once played. The pain you feel isn't just grief for what's leaving. It's your soul stretching into its next form, and that hurts. Growth always does. But here's the sacred truth. Nothing real will ever leave you. What's meant for you will stay. What's aligned with your next chapter will remain. But everything else, let it fall. Because sometimes the universe has to shake your foundation to show you what was never stable in the first place. You're not being punished. You're being cleared. So if your life feels like it's unraveling, if people are disappearing, if plans keep falling through, if you feel like everything is ending, you're not losing. You're being freed. You're being prepared for a new timeline where your energy is protected, where your gifts are honored, where your soul can finally breathe. But the question is, will you let go of what no longer fits? Or will you try to drag it with you into a future where it simply can't exist? Virgo, it's okay to grieve, to cry, to feel lost in the transition, but don't confuse the ending with failure, because some things must die so you can live. And when the smoke clears, when you release the need to carry what's crumbling, you'll feel it. That lightness, that clarity, that stillness that says, you made it through. This sign is your invitation to close the door, not with bitterness, but with gratitude. Because what's coming next? It's not a repeat, it's a rebirth. And it starts with your willingness to say, I release the old so I can rise into the new. Let go, Virgo. Let it all fall. Because the higher version of you is already waiting on the other side, and your time, it's now. Virgo, here's the unfiltered truth. Right now, in this exact moment, your soul is standing at a fork in the road. Two paths, and the one you choose next won't just shape your future, it'll shape your entire frequency. Path 1, it's familiar, it's safe, it's full of routines you've mastered, people you've outgrown, and patterns that feel easy because you've lived them before. It's the path of comfort. But here's the catch, it never changes. No matter how far you walk, you keep ending up in the same loop. Same triggers, same heartbreaks, same story with a different face. That's the repeating path. Now look at the other option. Path 2. It's wild, it's uncertain, it doesn't come with a manual, and it definitely won't make everyone happy. But it's real. It's the road to power, to alignment, to becoming the version of yourself that your soul wrote in the stars before you even arrived on Earth. This is the ascension path. And here's the truth. Most people choose the first. They stay where it's predictable, where they won't be judged, where they don't have to face their deeper fears. But Virgo, you're not most people. You've always felt different. You've always sensed that this world wasn't built for your kind of soul. You feel deeper. You see more. You've known since childhood. You were built for more than this. And lately, your intuition hasn't been whispering. It's been screaming. You've felt the signs, the pressure, the breakdowns, the timing of it all, and you know in your bones, this isn't just a random season. It's your soul's final judgment point. Not next year, not when you're ready, not after things calm down. Now, the universe doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be present, because the decision you make right now, the energy you align with, the version of you that you claim, it will ripple across timelines. This is where karmic contracts end. This is where soul codes activate. This is where generational loops finally break, but only if you choose it. And let's be real, Virgo, this path, it's not easy. You will lose people. You will be misunderstood. You will have to walk alone sometimes. but every step forward will feel like truth, like freedom, like the you that's been waiting behind all the noise finally gets to breathe. So ask yourself, am I still choosing safety over soul? Am I trying to stay small so others feel comfortable? Or am I finally ready to live the life I was actually born for? Because the old timeline, it's collapsing. That version of you, the overthinker, the overgiver, the one who keeps settling just to feel seen, she's fading. And the new you, she's not waiting anymore. She's powerful, she's clear, she knows who she is, and she doesn't beg for access to a reality she was born to lead. So, Virgo, this is it. The path is splitting, and the universe is asking, will you rise or will you repeat? Because this isn't a test you can take again. The gate is open now, and your soul is ready. What you choose in this moment decides what unfolds in the next. And deep down, you already know your answer. Let's finish this. Your final message is coming next. So, Virgo, if the signs shook your soul, it's not coincidence, it's confirmation. The past is ending, the future is calling, and you must choose. Comment below, I choose to ascend because your moment is now. Repeat or rise.